Hi,
Hello.
hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Oh, I feel like it like makes me sad almost to see you and Susie and everybody who I used to see in person. It
I
just
know. I
makes
know.
me
Someday.
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 Do you have a copy of your new paperback?
I do. Look at that beautiful cover. The last
I
book
love
party.
it.
I love the
I
hardcover cover, but I really love this one because I think this is sort of, we all need a little of this at some point this summer. So
I feel like you could just frame that cover and like put it on the wall or like you know what I mean? It's like so
yeah. And look, the people are even socially distant. Although this was made before the pandemic, at least they're, sitting at an appropriate distance from each other.
if they had masks, I would be very worried.
Yeah, no, that would not be good.
So what is it like having a paperback release come out now? I didn't even used to know that it was a big deal when the paperback came out, that it was like a whole thing. This was like my naivete
Yeah,
of
well,
the literary world.
this is my first book, so I knew nothing. I didn't know what to expect from the paperback. So the fact that, it's coming out at this time now and there's so many more important things that people are focused on and that people can't go to stores and I just feel like whatever happens happens with the paperback. There's still people reading the book in hardcover and I'm so appreciative and I love hearing from them. And I hope people find it, it's a book that takes you to another place in time. So sometimes that's what you need. So I
Totally.
don't have, I don't know, whatever happens, happens. It's all good. That's how
For
I feel.
anyone who missed the hardcover release and doesn't know what the book's about, could you give a little synopsis?
Sure. So, takes place in Cape Cod and on outer Cape Cod in the town of Truro in the summer of 1987. It's a story that follows 25-year-old Eve Rosen from the New York publishing world of the 80s to a literary enclave in Truro on Cape Cod. And it's really the journey of Eve to find her voice as a writer, as a young woman, and to stop looking in the wrong places and stopped taking the wrong steps to find herself over the summer. So it's a very bookish book. It's filled with books and writers. There are more than 50 books mentioned in the book, which I was surprised to discover by the time I was finished. And it's very much a Cape Cod novel as well. And a lot of people have
You
said Cape Cod is like a character in it, the town of Truro in particular.
you should start a bookshop.org little shop with just the books that you mentioned in the book.
I have a bookshop.org shop, which is under my name. And I do have, you can have different lists on bookshop.org. So one of the lists is the books mentioned in the book.
Oh,
A
there
few
you
of
go.
them are out of print and hard to find. It's a very eclectic bunch of books. I mean, some of them are kind of like Jane Eyre and Rebecca are two of my favorites, but there's many books there. Zora Neale Hurston and Tolstoy and Pamela Franco, which not that many people know. So it's a fun list. It's a fun list. There's even Sweet Savage Love by Rosemary Rogers, a bodice ripper. I don't
Who
know if
knew?
I'm really heartily recommending that one, but it is on the list. I read it as a teenager. There's a time and place for every book. Right?
Have you connected yet with the author Christina Clancy about her book, The Second Home?
I have, yes. And actually, we're doing a Zoom event together on June 12th, if that's a Friday. I think it's the 12th. Christina's book is set in Wellfleet, and my book is set in Truro. And in fact, there's a great trifecta of books. There's Jamie Brenner's new book, Summer Longing, is set in Provincetown, and mine, The Last Book Party, is set in Truro, and Christina's The Second Home is set in Wellfleet. So I'm going to be doing some posting with all three books because I've read both of theirs, and they're great. And it's
Yes.
interesting. They're each town is really different. I mean, each of us have a different. I think we really each love the town we wrote about and really wrote about these places and the milieus there in great detail and with great affection. And they're so close to each other and they're similar in many ways, but they're very different. So
I've only been to Cape Cod once, and it was when my brother was in college, and he was not even a waiter. He was a runner at a big, like, fancy seafood restaurant, and, he'd be like, all I do is hear like day veg and I bring the thing and I drop it off. And anyway, that was the summer, and his little house shack that he shared with like six boys was so filthy, I would not even sit down.
Yeah.
I was like, I walked in and I was like, I'm not sitting down. I'm not even going to touch a surface in here. Anyway, I was only there with him for like, I don't know, a night or maybe not even a night. So I've learned all about Cape Cod from all these books. And
I
I'm
hope they
interviewing.
make you want to go.
They do. I'm interviewing Christina tomorrow, which is why like Cape Cod is on my mind and interviewing you today. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's my brain space at the moment
Yeah.
is it's the world that you all have created for me, and Jamie too. I mean, this whole summer it's like my alternate universe of
Nice.
of
Nice.
escapism. So so that's awesome. Yeah. So are you reading anything interesting these days yourself?
I am, like many people initially in the pandemic, I found it really hard to focus and read. And then somehow I broke through and I was just reading constantly. I mean, books are like my respite and education and everything. So I'm working on another novel, which is set in Russia, where I lived for many years. I'm reading The Tsar of Love and Techno by Anthony Mera. And this is sort of research and sort of pleasure. He wrote A Constellation of Vital Phenomena, which I loved. And he's an incredible writer. The only bad thing about reading it is, I'm like, oh my God, I can't write about Russia as well as he can. But it's great. And then I'm always reading many things at once. I just read the Book of V by Anna Solomon, which I adored. And then like many people, I'm looking at all these lists of books to read to understand more about the realities of racism in our country. And I've had this one for a while and I just moved it to the top of the pack and just started it yesterday, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So I'm always reading many things at once and all over the map. So, which is
I am
nice.
too. I have like,
I know
like
you are.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to relate, just saying like me too, anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm amazed. I'm impressed because I think I read a lot, but you must be a very fast reader.
No, I mean, I can't finish everything. There's like not even a chance anymore. But like Christina Clancy's book last night, I stayed up way past my husband reading it because I was like, wait, this is so good and I'm gonna have to move on to the next book in a minute. So, I do as much as I can. But anyway. Well, congratulations on your paperback, and it's really nice to see you even this way. And I wish you all the best with that launch or whatever happens. And
thanks. And this has been a good run of your Instagram lives.
Oh, thanks. Yes.
So enjoy your last week and then take a breath of relief that you've taken one thing off your plate.
Exactly. My kids are like, when's it over? How many more? So yeah, they're going to be very excited.
Thanks, Zibby.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Bye. Okay, thanks everybody for joining. And just to run through them again, so you can do your shopping. And then We Grew Up by Rachel Friedman, which I thought paired nicely, and I should have was Grown Up, so get it, like Growing Up by Marian Keyes, and then Susie Schnall's, and then we came here to shine, and Karen Dukess, The Last Book Party. So go pick up those books. Thanks, Susie. Thank you all the authors for coming. And also today, if you find a little bit of time, there are 5 new essays up on wefoundtime.com, my online magazine, including one by me. So if you want to distract yourself from the other stuff in the world and let your brain go somewhere else for a minute to kind of cope and regroup before diving back in, maybe try some of the essays, read some of the books, and just one foot in front of another. I'll see you tomorrow.